Contra Costa County and East County were one of the first places that I came when I was thinking about writing a book with my colleague Elizabeth a couple of years ago. And I think in a lot of ways, the act of coming to East County, talking to people about what was going on there, meeting with leaders in the public and nonprofit and philanthropic sectors, more so than any other place that I went to, convinced me that this was a worthwhile thing to do. This was a story that needed to be told. These were people who weren't and shouldn't confront these issues alone, but should be connected to a kind of larger narrative about what's going on in America, what's going on in the economy, what's going on in our suburban communities, and should be part of a network to help find solutions. These are the headline stats. Increase in the 2000s to a suburban poor population nationwide of 16.4 million. Increase of 64% over the decade versus 29% in cities. Suburbs today home to the largest and the fastest growing poor population in the country. We concluded that public policy, private initiative have to do three things. They have to fund more strategically. They have to operate at a smarter scale to address the needs of residents and communities on a more region-wide rather than jurisdiction by jurisdiction basis. And they have to work collaboratively across jurisdictions and across a lot of the policy silos that we've created that separate, at the end of the day, what are very related issues for families and communities. So then I think the question for us tonight, and where I want to get to now, is where does the Bay Area fit into this? Where does Contra Costa County fit into this picture of suburban poverty? So just a few numbers to begin. Already in 2000, a majority of the poor population, that is those living under the federal poverty line, it's only about $23,000 for a family of four in 2012. So already those folks were a majority suburban population in the Bay Area back in 2000. You fast forward to 2011 and you just see that balance tip even further towards the suburbs. Today, 60% of the region's poor population lives outside the cities of San Francisco, Oakland, and Fremont. During the past decade, if you just stack up the jurisdictions in this region, Contra Costa County had the largest increase in poor individuals of any major jurisdiction in the region. If you put San Francisco and Oakland together, the increase in Contra Costa was about twice that in the last decade alone. So many factors present in the region collectively contributed to this phenomenon over the 2000s. A few of these include immigration, of course, the disparity in rental price increases, and job changes. I mean, what was affecting people who are not just new to the region, but who had been there for some time. If you take the typical suburban resident, they can only reach about 1/4 of the jobs in the Bay Area. And schools in Contra Costa witnessed very rapid growth in the number of kids who were on free and reduced price lunch, so low-income students under 200% of the poverty line. So I think the challenge facing Contra Costa and the East Bay is how to find scale, how to find collaboration, how to find strategic financial leverage and poverty alleviation in the absence of meaningful federal reform. But what can we do in the meantime, right? I think that's the question that you all are confronting when you confront suburban poverty. So I guess I would ask, and I hope this is something that we can wrestle with, what are one or two high-impact strategies that can really focus the efforts of all of these different actors that are represented in the room tonight, represented in this region, that can really make a difference here in Contra Costa? And it could be around educational outcomes, it could be around health outcomes, it could be around growing quality employment that's accessible, both geographically and skill-wise for the population out here, or access to the critical safety net services that we know are the foundation for meaningful participation in the economy for families. I guess it's almost less important what you pick to do than you choose to do it together and you choose to hold yourselves collectively accountable for it. Whatever the county does, whatever East County does, I think this is the time to think about a new economic vision for that part of the metropolitan area. Integrates it into this is the 25th largest economy in the world, is the San Francisco metropolitan area. So I hope what we talk about tonight, and I hope that what you choose to work on going forward, it's about creating a new economic future for East County, for the whole of Contra Costa County, for the next generation of workers and participants in the regional economy. And I hope that you will continue to engage with Brookings too, and I hope that in the end we can find a different way and a better way together to confront suburban poverty. And this is where you can get more information on how to do that. Thank you very, very much for the opportunity to be here tonight.